Hey Canucks fans, we are finally here. It's day one of the 2022 NHL entry draft. Intriguing for so many reasons, including how it's going to affect the Canucks and their short and long-term future. Let's break it down. I'm Canuck Clay. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, July the 7th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Tonight at 10 p.m., my regular Wednesday night live stream, I was at camp yesterday, so I moved it to tonight. So tonight, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we'll be breaking down the first round of the NHL draft and especially the Vancouver Canucks pick, which as it stands is right smack dab in the middle at number 15. So let's talk about three reasons why I think today's draft is going to be so intriguing. Number one, we don't know who's going to go first. Shane Wright was the general consensus number one pick for a large part of the season, but he hasn't really progressed as much as some other players. And now there could be two or three names that go number one to the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens picking first in front of their home fans. Pretty exciting for sure. So of course there's Shane Wright, the center from the OHL. Then a name that's very intriguing to a lot of people, and we've been hearing this name a lot over the past 2 or 3 months, Juraj Slafkovsky. And right now he's a big forward, and it looks like, maybe the most exciting, most potential out of everyone in this draft. So whether he goes number one, whether Shane Wright goes number one, and there's also talk about the center, Logan Cooley, out of the U.S. National Development Team. There's a lot of buzz around him as well. So those are the three names that I've heard that could go number one to Montreal. Outside chance to Cutter Gauthier and then one of the two defensemen. But no, I think it's going to be either Wright, Slafkovsky, or Cooley. And I'm very fascinated to see what happens at the top of this draft. And then you got Montreal, then New Jersey, then Arizona, then Seattle and Philly. Those are the top five. They have the top five picks this afternoon. Number two, it's intriguing to see what the Vancouver Canucks are going to do. They pick at number 15, and it's different. It feels good because the Canucks didn't have a first round draft pick last season. Of course, that got traded to Arizona for the Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Connor Garland deal. Turned out to be Dylan Guenther. Looks like he's going to be a really good player, but the Canucks actually have a pick in the first round this year, and it's in the middle. It's not top 5. It's not even top 10. But after that first crop, that first tier of players, there's a good bunch of players that could go in what we call the second tier. And the beautiful thing about picking number 15 is depending on what happens in front of you, you could really take a home run swing for a guy like Brad Lambert. I know a lot of people are excited about him who plays in Finland, or he's from Finland. And then, kind of a speedy offensive dynamo. So you could have one of the two right-handed defense. No, I don't think, as much as I want one of the two right-handed defensemen, Nemec or Jurček to fall to 15, I don't think that's going to happen. But I guess my point is, at 15, you can kind of take a home run swing, or if there's a bunch of guys that you like that are still at 15, you could quickly trade down just a couple spots, still likely to get a guy that you want, and maybe gain another pick later in the draft. So there's that option. There's keeping your pick and seeing what's there. There's moving down a few picks and maybe obtaining another later round pick, which at that point becomes a lottery ticket. Or do you make a big splash and do you move up in the order somehow? Obviously having to give up some assets to do. So I think that's the least likely to me. I think the Canucks will either stay at 15 or they may drop a few spots, but I don't see them moving up, but you never know. And by the way, I'm basically going to ask you in your comments, who you think the Canucks, not who do you want them to pick at 15, because I guess it's you do whatever you want, but it's your comment section. But you can talk about who you want the Canucks to pick at 15 and or who you think the Canucks are going to pick at 15. And that might be the same answer, of course. So obviously there's a lot of intrigue around who the Canucks actually pick, whether it's another center or whether it's a defenseman, although it does kind of drop off after those two right shot defensemen that I mentioned. So we'll see. But we know that the Canucks prospect pool is relatively barren, so we need to start beefing it up, and we need to start doing that as early as today. Okay, So I'm intrigued as to who gets pick number 1. I'm intrigued, obviously, as to who the Canucks are going to pick at 15. And then the third reason why this draft is so intriguing is all the intrigue surrounding JT Miller. I've vlogged about it basically every day over the past week about what can happen, about the importance of timing. And then one thing that came out after I recorded my vlog from the camp yesterday was it sounds like the Canucks offered him a 6-year deal. So when we hear that they're far apart when it comes to extension parameters, we don't know if it's the term that's the issue. We don't know if it's the money that's an issue, or likely some combination of term and money like it usually is. So I'm very intrigued as to what happens with JT Miller. Very quickly, as I've laid out, you think that the time to strike is now, coming off a 99-point season. You never know if he's going to replicate that. He's got that $5.25 million deal for 1 more year, which is amazing. On July 13th, you can start negotiating for a contract extension. So you think if you're the Canucks and you want to trade him, you don't just trade him to a team that's going to use him as a rental for 1 year. Rather, you trade him to a team who's going to hopefully sign him long-term, because then that completely ups his trade value and the return that we can expect. So there's all that. Then there's timing. Like I said, 31 teams may be interested right now over the draft, whereas you wait to the trade deadline, it might be only 4 or 6 teams that are interested that can afford him and that are really in the hunt. You wait till later this summer, you get past the draft and free agency, then teams and their money and their window may close a little bit with how much money they can spend on potential free agents. So there's all these, and then there's JT Miller's health. He's a very durable player, but there's no guarantee that he's going to be healthy if you wait to trade him later on in the seasons. And then, of course, there's the Canucks. Maybe they want him in the fold because they want to make a push for the playoffs. And obviously, with the JT Miller in your lineup, you're going to have a better chance of making the playoffs than without having him in the lineup. So that's why this is so fascinating. That's why it's so intriguing. That's why we've been talking about it for the past week ad nauseum, is because there are so many factors to consider. So all in all, I'm really excited about today's draft. I won't be watching it live because I'll be at work and then I have family commitment to take care of. But I will be here at 10 p.m. and I hope you join me. We'll break down not the entire first round. I'm not going to go through all 32 picks, but I'll talk about the first 3 or 5. And then, of course, I'll talk about the Canucks, who they picked, and then I'll get your feedback as well. And who knows, maybe we'll give away a bunch of memberships tonight like we did on Sunday night. Pretty crazy. We gave away 32 memberships in the span of about half an hour. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know if we'll reach that point today, but maybe we'll do some more gifting tonight. All right, Canucks fans, in the comments below, let me know who you think the Canucks should and will pick at number 15. I know it's hard to predict, but do your best and let me know in the comments below. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss, and Advanced Data Experts Real Estate Group. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. If you made it this far into the video, 8 minutes in, simply say, maybe just type the word 15. That's not even a word. Type the number 15, because obviously we're picking at number 15, and I think that's a good way, an easy way to show me that you made it to the end of this video. Okay, friends, stay safe. So subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member or upgrade if you'd like to, leave a tip or super thanks if you'd like to, and definitely leave a comment down below if you'd like to talk about who you think the Canucks should and will pick at number 15. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. God bless, and go Canucks go.